That's why he's going over to other nations and trying to secure peace talks with them. Because if not, they're gonna try to take their land and their resource and what they got by force. It says, and when he had opened the third seal, but that was it.
This Psalms 10 and 5. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above, out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in a lurking place of the village, in the secret place, as he murdered the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in a den. He lies in wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draw him in his net. He crouches and humble himself, that the poor may fall by the strong one. Gotcha. You move on?
Nah.
I got straight. It's Isaiah 59:8 say, the way of peace they know not, and there is no judgment in their goings. They have made them crooked path. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace.
So all that peace talk, all that peace talk is some bullshit. Cause and we thought it to kill you.
This is the next article. It says protesters demand details on Chavez's health.
Yeah, them dumbass Latins had that funky ass nigga Chavez who was working for the elite. He got his ass died, and the Latins so much of a flunky. They didn't want to tell him that he got that cancer from fucking with Bush.
Right.
So he ended up being hospitalized and his ass died. And he killed his ass. Now the people want to go all up in the uproar talking about where's Chavez. Like he was some good man when he wasn't doing nothing but helping the goddamn Russians doing that communist shit, doing that what's the fuck they call that? The Cuban Missile Crisis. That's it. That's when he came his ass in the power. Yeah, so he ain't no hero or nothing. He like Martin Luther King.
It says, allying Venezuelan leader has not been seen in public since before his latest cancer surgery in December.
Yeah, we ain't gonna read about him. His ass dropped dead, basically. Yeah. Let him go. Yeah, he dropped dead. Them Latins don't know how to take them sellouts being dying, and they like, oh, where is Chavez? They told me at work, I was like, that's what his ass get. They, all Latins looked at me like, what the fuck?
That's why the scripture said, it's in the law, don't make an oath with them or don't make an agreement with them.
Mm-hmm. He did that shit.
It says, this is the next article. It's located on Common James. It's called Study. Over 100 million Americans drinking toxic trash water.
Trash.
New analysis from environmental working group shows carcinogen. Say it again.
Carcinogenic.
Right, carcinogenic chemical lurking in Mason's public water. By Andrea Germanos. It says, when you pour yourself a glass of tap water or even take a shower, you may be among over 100 million Americans exposing yourself to carcinogenic toxic trash.
So don't ask where cancer coming from, assholes. Out your water.
Watchdog organization Environmental Working Group looked at 2011 water quality tests for over 200 municipal water systems that affect 100 million people in 43 states. In their analysis published Wednesday, the group documents that all the systems had water polluted with chemicals called trihalomethanes. Chemicals caused when chlorine used as a disinfectant mingles with rotting organic matter such as farm runoff or sewage.
Right, when they so-called water in they plants and all they animal feces and all that shit that they let run off into the sewer, and the chemicals that they spray on the animals and the food, all that shit is running off into the sewer pipeline, which runs back into our water, and we drink it and shower and so forth.
While the EPA refers to these trihalomethanes as disinfection byproducts, EWG, which is the Environmental Working Group, says they are toxic trash.
It's the same group that said, same organization that said, oh, it's okay to put a little string of cancer in it, just don't overdo it.
And call it chromium
The chromium-6. But out of nowhere, it just so-called massively got under control that somebody didn't cut something off or whatever it was. It was nothing but a lie. Same group.
I got switch.
Go ahead, bro.
Revelations 8. All right.
It says trihalomethanes have been linked to a range of health problems including bladder cancer, colon and erectile cancer, birth defects, slow birth weight, and miscarriage. While only the municipal water systems of Davenport, Iowa showed levels that exceed the upper legal limit the EPA established in 1998 of 80 parts per billion of trihalomethanes in drinking water, EWG points to multiple studies showing an increased risk of bladder cancer caused by much lower levels of trihalomethanes.
You don't need a lot of it. That's what they're saying. You don't need a lot of that. They tried to play this, you need a lot game. They're telling you don't need a lot. Just a little more.
Yep. It says new science makes a compelling case for stronger regulations and a stricter legal limit. Why have it in there at all anyway? Said Renee Sharp,
Exactly.
a senior scientist at EWG and co-author of the analysis. Further, EWG analysis notes that the levels of this toxic trash recorded are for annual averages, but there are likely contamination spikes, something of particular danger for pregnant women. Many people are likely exposed to far higher concentrations of trihalomethanes than anyone who really knows, stated Sharp. For most water systems, trihalomethanes contaminations fluctuates from mouth to mouth, sometimes rising well beyond the legal limit set by the Federal Environmental Protection Agency.
Yeah, so you're going to get it anyway.
Right.
Right, this is
That's crazy. We'll give your ass cancer everything.
Right. You thought it was only chromium-6.
this is Revelations 8 and 11. It say, and the name of the star is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter.
So a lot of people going to die. Because you actually drinking water. Tap water too. I mean bottled water
Bottled
too.
water.
Your ass going to die, nigga. Ain't no way around it.
Right.
This was your only way out, what we doing.
Okay.
You ain't doing this, you finna die.
Right.
Not a lot of y'all sooner than later.
Yep.
Go ahead, somebody else got something else.
This is
Niggas finna die, man.
this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 22.
Take mercy.
It says, "And except those days shall be shortened, there should no flesh be saved."
Yeah, and that's the point. Because that's why, as you go on with this information, you find out that you're being poisoned every step of the way. Shit that you don't even know about.
For it says, "But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened."
Exactly. It's only a select group of men that's supposed to get sealed up out this motherfucker. And that's the only reason why all your ass ain't gonna die is because of them. So the only way you gonna know about them, you gonna have to be one of them motherfuckers. You ain't one of them elect, you ain't talking you anyway.
Yeah, one more.
Yeah, yeah, some over there.
Yeah, man, because all Esau does is kill and destroy everywhere he goes. He's destroying his own habitation. Esau has, that's all he has in him is just to kill, destroy, and destroy. That's why the Lord said if he didn't shorten the time, then no flesh would be saved. Because if it was up to Esau, this whole planet would be destroyed. He would even destroy himself. He's like a wild bull that has no sense, so to speak. He doesn't know how to stop, or doesn't know that what he's doing can even destroy himself. He just keeps doing it on impulse. That's the impulse that the Lord instilled in him. To kill, kill, kill.
Type in,
This is a good video.
Isaiah chapter 24 verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate.
And that curse that devoured the earth is talking about the thermonuclear missiles. Like we said earlier, from all these different stages, that measuring stick that we got, according to Ezra's, the 9th chapter, from the race wars to the kingdom against kingdom, ultimately to the nukes hitting, and then that scripture gonna be fulfilled, because that ultimate curse is this world being, America being hit with those missiles.
Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Right, and the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Esau being the main culprit. The earth, matter of fact, he doesn't even have to pollute the water with cancer, with toxic trash and sewage, because just from him polluting the soil alone by his so-called fertilizer mechanisms, it's polluting the water by itself. So what are you doing to just overkill? That's all the so-called white man knows how to do, is kill, kill, kill.
Yep. You wanna get
I got one more. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I'll just keep going till y'all was ready.
And this as death. Alright, this is the next article. It's on BBC News Africa. Central African Republic Crisis in 60 Seconds. This is the title. You just watched it. God, you crazy.
Yeah, because all your tabs are loading up at the same time. So maybe you gotta go through the thing.
Okay, well, I'll bring the scripture out. This is Nahum 1:6. Who can stand before his indignation, and who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. The Lord is good, a stronghold in a day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. Right, so when all this hell and destruction has been going on, the Lord know who trust in him, so we gonna be all straight. Okay? Through the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, if we continue in this word and in this truth, we gonna be fine. It ain't nothing gonna happen to the elect. Okay? That's why we doing this what we doing right now. So we won't be in these riots, in these famines, in these civil wars or these pestilence, or getting mowed down by those bullets that the martial law is gonna be shooting inside here. Okay? This is Proverbs 14:26. And the fear of the Lord, Yahweh, is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge. Right, so his children, which will be the 1/3 elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to be that refuge, meaning the Lord going to have his cloak, his shield around us in a time of absolute trouble. Okay? Let's see if I can pull some more out of here. No, the fear, verse 27. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life to depart from the snare of death. See? The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life. Doing this word and this truth that us brothers is doing in all the GMS camps, starting with our elders on down, we fearing the Lord. That's why we doing this. Okay?
This exempts you from judgment. This exempts you from judgment. Exactly what it does.
Alright, y'all ready?
Okay.
It's titled The Central African Republic Crisis in 60 Seconds.
Yeah,
We gotta plug it
yeah, you got plugged in.
Women Program provides business skills to female entrepreneurs worldwide.
If you train one woman, you train a nation, so that that woman will give back to her community what she has learned.
See more women creating economic growth.
Take one. Take one for the nation.
The Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program provides business skills to entrepreneurs.
It was the first program that really brought together all the skills that I needed to work on and the knowledge I needed to gain to run my business.
See how small businesses are driving economic progress in their communities.
Commercial work every time, though. Yeah, so as you can see, that was the conflict that was up in Central Africa Republic of the Muslims and the Christians fighting on why, what's that, AFRICOM gonna have to get involved in this, which America already involved in it. They the ones doing escorts for French to get them around the cities and so forth now. So America just got involved in it. So that's the Zion. That's basically just nothing but the Zionists pushing this. What was it called?
The Christian versus Muslim war.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called. Yeah, Mazzini pipe plant or some shit.
Yeah.
Third World War, and that was the end of it right there. To end the Third World War was to actually get the Muslims and the Christians tensions all over the world, and that's exactly what they did. And that's an example of it right there in Africa.
Whenever you hear the word republic, you know that some elite has to do with it.
This Satan Angel Exposed on 163. The Muzzini Pike Blue Plan also called for a World War III. This would begin by firing up the controversy between Judaism, which is also Christianity, and the Muslim world. They hoped that the Zionists and Muslims would destroy each other and bring the rest of the world into a final conflict. This Armageddon would bring complete society, political, and economic troubles. So that's what they're trying to do, because that's how they get their one world order in, by watching the whole world with them two religions bumping heads. Christianity, motherfucker. Catholic Christianity, same thing as Judaism. All the motherfuckers together. Anybody else got anything else?
So Revelation chapter 9, verse 11. And they had a king over them, which is an angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue his name is Apollyon. One woe was past, and behold, there come two woes.
Sure. Give your will, man.
There come two woes more hereafter. Right. So, and actually, both wars have passed now. Both woes have passed now. The third woe is on the.
The third woe, Revelation 11:14.
Oh yeah, that okay. And the third woe is on its way. It's Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Right, and the third will come up quickly, and that's what you seeing now today. All the nuclear disputes, the America going into these other countries rising up against America, telling them basically, Yankee go home, stay in your land. That's what it means by the third will cometh quickly. Go ahead.
Joel 3:9 said, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare
The
war.
Goldman Sachs 10,000.
Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Yep. That's something about what it's gonna say.
Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Right, that weak is talking about the other nations. They finna say they're strong. Those swords is talking about is the missiles. Okay? On the lower level, it'll be them action troopers fighting combat with the missiles or with the shooting the AR-15s or all of that. But ultimately, those swords or whatever is talking about those missiles. Go ahead.
Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Right, the valley of Jehoshaphat.
For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Yep. And that judgment is when Yahushua himself, according to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, is when he's going to come down and destroy this place. That's it.
Alright, this the next article. It's titled A Guide to the Conflict in Syria.
All began in March 2011. It started with peaceful protests. But the Syrian uprising turned into an armed conflict after a deadly crackdown by security troops. A group of military defectors then formed the Free Syrian Army. Their aim? To topple the government of President Bashar al-Assad. Today, the Free Syrian Army is the main Western-backed rebel force. But there are many other rebel factions. Some are jihadist groups affiliated to Al-Qaeda. The conflict has reached a stalemate, with neither side able to achieve a decisive victory. Endless online videos have documented the battles and horrors unfolding day by day, with over 100,000 dead, millions displaced, and many lives ruined. This is the bloodiest chapter of the Arab Spring. The conflict is inflicting economic stresses and political uncertainties on the country's neighbors. Lebanon, Jordan, Turkey, Iraq, and Egypt are struggling to accommodate the tide of men, women and children crossing the borders. More than 2 million people have fled the war-torn country so far. Syria has become a proxy war, drawing in local, regional and global actors. Russia and Iran are staunchly backing Bashar al-Assad. The US, other Western powers, and several Arab Gulf countries are behind the rebels. No one is expecting quick progress to peace. The path remains long and complicated.
Yeah, so that's the war on what's really going on over there in Syria. You got the whole understanding. America, Western countries is backing the rebels, and Assad is being backed by Russia and Iran and other countries. And the proxy war is nothing but two established superpowers using other countries as vacuums of war to fit their political agenda, whatever, or international agenda, whatever it might be. Which we know what it is, but that's what that is. So that proxy war, what you're seeing in Syria is nothing but America and Russia. The big bear versus the woman. That's what that is. Fighting for territory, scrapping up all the neo-colonialism that they can do, stay out to retake the world, and that's what they doing. And these countries are caught in the middle. And Islamic Brotherhood is with America too.
Yep.
Well, they with the Zionists. They the underhand of the other group.
Hence they code name Brotherhood.
Yeah, that's it. Really.
And got the sheiks too.
Yeah. Anybody got any scripture? Anything?
This is Isaiah chapter 9 verse 5.
Because war is intimate.
For every battle of the warriors with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Yeah, that's going to be the end result of this conflict in Syria. Because this is one of the final prophecies. They go into Syria, and next thing you know, the allies that are allied with Syria are going to shoot nuclear missiles at the culprit. Oh, Iran. So I meant Iran.
This is the gateway to get there.
Exactly.
This the final hurrah. One more and it's a wrap.
Yep.
They got Iran surrounded. Iran got to make a move, and they're gonna use Russia to make that move. That's how they gonna do it. But
Yeah.
they gonna help. They gonna help.
Oh, I thought of the phrase. It's called mutual assorted destruction. MAD meaning mad, meaning if nuclear missiles involved, no one will be nothing will be left. Mutual assorted destruction. That's the acronym of MAD.
That's the thing.
So
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So that's gonna be it for anybody got anything else to say?
2013
Yep.
recap.
2013 recapping. We had a lot of articles and stuff,
Way
but
more.
right, way more articles. But we'll put certain clips in post production after this. Cause that'll be the time. Cause you know we had the Boston bombing, what happened in New York, you know, all of that stuff. So with that,
All praise be Yahweh Shai.
call. Yeah.
The bonds to the elders, and may America be destroyed this year.
Right. The Mawaf Lababal, Awar Hamalakwith Shah Adawam, Awar Laha Kha'al Shah Yasharala, Mawaf Lababal, Shalom.
And now a rare October snowstorm pummels the Central Rocky Mountains and the U.S. Midwest.
Winter in October. Just look at the images from the planes coming in tonight. A blizzard burying 5 states under several feet of snow. Rapid City, South Dakota digging out tonight.
Official snow totals impressive. Buffalo, Wyoming 30 inches, 48 inches in Deadwood, South Dakota. Rapid City hit with 23 inches, their second highest snowfall on record.
The old record was 1.4 inches for the day. Trees still full of leaves pulled down power lines throughout Wyoming and the Dakotas, leaving 50,000 residents without electricity and heat. In South Dakota, more than 80 people were stranded in their cars as heavy snow and 70-mile-per-hour winds made highways impassable. 400 miles of highway shut down across the region.
And it's being blamed for at least 3 deaths.
On this early fall weekend, a lot of Americans are seeing the worst nature has to offer, from a blast of crippling snow in tornado. Severe weather hit this weekend in a large part of the country, including heavy rains that led to a flooding emergency in Kentucky, where dozens of people had to be rescued.
The flash flooding forced at least 45 roads closed.
I know I could have got out of there. We're trapped.
The front brought record rainfall to the region, more than 7 inches in 36 hours, twice the old record set 103 years ago.
The heavy rain is thought to be part of a recent storm system that has struck the Midwest, bringing heavy rains, snowfall, and several massive tornadoes that have killed a reported 15 people.
Waves over 20 meters high have been battering the coast of East China's Zhejiang province as Typhoon Faitao approaches. Faitao is the 23rd typhoon to hit this year.
Fishing boats have been called back to shore and hundreds of thousands of people have been fleeing their homes while they still can. Faitao is bringing strong winds and heavy rain. A number of tourist resorts have already been closed with the storm fast approaching.
The town of Shuitu in southeast China, where the main avenues have turned into rivers. Walking down the street, a perilous exercise. Typhoon Faitao struck with full force, killing at least 5 people and leaving severe flooding and devastation in its wake. More than 500,000 people have been evacuated from their homes.
4 people are still missing. Flight and train services in Zhejiang province south of Shanghai were suspended on Monday. In Wenzhou city, the storm destroyed around 2,000 houses and 47,000 hectares of...
Typhoon Nari raged across Luzon Island in the northern Philippines on Saturday, but spared the capital, Manila. The storm reportedly claimed the lives of at least 13 people.
Typhoon Nari slammed into the country's east coast around midnight, knocking down trees and structures. Now over 2 million people are living without electricity.
Well, this one certainly packed a punch. You know, the damage doesn't lie. Huge trees blown over as if they were like matchsticks.
Moment captured from multiple angles just as the race clock approaches the 4-hour and 10-minute mark. Marathon runner Bill Ifrig is knocked to the ground. 12 seconds later, as many flee the scene,
Blew up
a second explosion goes off about 130 yards from the first, less than a block away.
Okay, get out of the stands.
It was very loud. The ground shook. You could just feel it going down through you.
As the injured lay on the pavement, blood staining the ground, emergency medical technicians, Boston police,